Do you know what the most common myth I hear from Texas educators is when it comes to retirement? I won't be able to retire until I hit the rule of 90. And that's not quite true. Hi, I'm David Caviness, certified financial planner, and I work with many educators across the state. And I'm here to set the record straight about what the rule of 80 is and what it isn't, and where this rule of 90 confusion even comes from. So let's start with the basics. The Teacher Retirement System of Texas, or TRS, provides pension benefits to our public school employees across the entire state. Eligibility for retirement benefits is based on something known as the Rule of 80. So what exactly is this Rule of 80? It simply means your age plus years of service credit must equal 80 or more. And if you meet that rule and you have at least 5 years of service, you're eligible for full unreduced retirement benefits. And here's a few quick examples. If you start teaching at 22 and you work for the next 30 years, you're 52. 52 plus 30, your years of service, equals 82. You're eligible. Let's say you started working as a teacher at 25 and you work for the next 33 years. You're now 58. So 58 plus your 33 years of service equals 91. You're also eligible for retirement benefits. Pretty straightforward, right? So where does this rule of 90 idea come from? And this is where it gets a little bit nuanced. There is no rule of 90 when it comes to eligibility for your TRS retirement benefits. The rule of 80 is still the standard for that. But the rule of 90 does apply to a very specific retirement income option called the partial lump sum option, or PLSO. Now, the PLSO allows you to receive a lump sum payment at retirement. Basically, a portion of your pension up front in exchange for a reduced monthly income amount. However, to be eligible for the PLSO, you must meet the rule of 90. Your age plus years of service credit must equal at least 90, and you must be eligible for an unreduced benefit. And this is where the confusion comes in. Someone hears you need 90 points to retire, but what they're really referring to is qualifying for the PLSO, not to retire with full income benefits. So let me be clear. To retire with full TRS income benefits, you need to meet the rule of 80, and your minimum retirement age depends on your hire date. To take the PLSO, you must meet the rule of 90 and be eligible for an unreduced benefit. So here's a quick breakdown of the minimum age requirement for your retirement benefits. If you're hired before September 1, 2007, you can retire at any age once you hit rule of 80. If you're hired between September 1, 2007 and August 31st of 2014, the rule of 80 still applies, but you must be at least age 60. And if you're hired on or after September 1 of 2014, rule of 80 applies, but you must be at least age 62. So let's go through an example. Say you started teaching in 2015 at age 25. By the time you hit 30 years of service, you're 55, and that's 85 points. You qualify under the rule of 80, but not for the PLSO. To be eligible for the PLSO, you need to at least have 90 combined points. In this case, that wouldn't happen until age 60. So here's the bottom line. The rule of 80 is still the benchmark for retirement eligibility. The rule of 90 is required only for those wanting to take the PLSO. Now, this matters because it affects how you plan. If you think you need 90 points just to retire, you might assume you need to work longer than necessary, but in reality, you may qualify for retirement sooner than you think. The key is understanding what options are available and at what stage. Do you want to retire as soon as you're eligible, or do you want access to a lump sum through the PLSO? These are all planning decisions that you must take into consideration, but they should be based on facts and not hearsay. So if you're an educator wondering what your retirement options really look like, don't guess, and don't get tripped up by the rule of 90 myth. Clarify your timeline, review your options. Again, I'm David Caviness, Certified Financial Planner and founder of Caviness Wealth Management. If you have questions about your retirement, please reach out. I'd encourage you to visit my website at cavinesswealth.com. There you can learn more about me, how we could work together, schedule time for an initial consultation, and even sign up for my monthly newsletter.